about 7 o'clock or a little after, and I was just dropped off by the owner of the motel. And I am crossing a dam. Looks like they are doing quite a bit of release. And according to the apps this morning, we're supposed to have chances of rain for the next 3 days. Last night it was saying sunshine, so you just never know. Hello. Today was a terrible day. I did 11.8 miles. Started off great. The terrain was not very difficult at all, and then it started to rain. And it was mostly a light rain, or a mist, or a drizzle, but it continued on for about 3 hours. And I, in the beginning, had started off with my long pants and long sleeve shirt, but I got hot pretty quick, so I took those off, and I was glad I did because those pants would have gotten all wet and muddy. So when it started raining, it got cold, and I thought about putting my pants on, but I just knew they would get all wet and I might need them to stay warm at some point in the future. So I guess the rain stopped at about 11 or 12, and the terrain was pretty decent. However, after about 12 or 11 or 12, I hit a lot of bogs, mud, water, trail that was like a river, and some of them were just impossible to avoid, and so soon my feet were sopping wet. Shoes, socks, they were muddy. Some of the bog boards were underwater, so it was impossible to avoid getting your feet wet. So I just started walking through them. I tried to avoid the mud because some of those mud puddles are deep. But then I started to get cold because the rain had seeped in through my rain jacket. So my clothes were damp. I slipped on one of the bog boards and fell on my back and my butt, and sometimes I had to slide down the rock slabs on my rear end, so my shorts were all wet. And to top it all off, when my backpack gets wet, sometimes I think that the water seeps down from the wet backpack onto the back of my shorts. So it was just an absolutely miserable day. I didn't want to change into my dry clothes until I could get clean, and I knew I had to get water. The water source was the pond, and it was so windy and so cold. So I came back and heated up water for my supper and my bath. Then I got my dry clothes on, and so I got cleaned up, got my dry clothes on, and then I ate, and my feet are still cold, but the rest of me is starting to warm up, and again, I wanted to quit today. It was so miserable, and I don't know if it's supposed to rain tomorrow or not. but I hear that it's pretty much straight bogs to the next shelter. On a good note, I think I will enter Maine tomorrow at some point, and I really want to quit. If I don't feel better by Andover, I may end up getting off at Andover again. This is just miserable. All of these bogs, the water, the mud puddles, the rain, the cold, now the cold, so I can't help it. I'm tired and I'm done. So, this is Rebound, signing out.